Hey guys, in this video you're going to understand the weird reason why you lose motivation right when you start improving your life. And if you watch till the end you'll realize that nothing is actually wrong with you. This is something almost everyone experiences, but very few people understand why it happens. And because of that most people blame themselves and quit too early. Think about this for a moment. You decide to change your life. You start waking up earlier, you plan to eat better. You begin working on yourself, exercising, studying, or building something meaningful. For the first few days everything feels exciting. You feel hopeful, you feel in control, then suddenly something changes. The motivation disappears, the energy drops. Everything feels heavier, and you start asking yourself why it was easier to stay stuck than to actually improve. This isn't laziness, and it's not that you're weak. What's happening is much deeper. Your brain is designed to protect you, not to make you successful. The moment you start changing your behavior, your brain senses uncertainty, and uncertainty feels dangerous to it. Even if the change is positive, your brain loves familiarity. Familiar routines feel safe because they're predictable. Even unhealthy habits feel comfortable when they're familiar. The moment you start improving your life, you step into the unknown, and the brain reacts by creating resistance. That resistance feels like loss of motivation, self-doubt, tiredness, boredom, and the urge to quit. Most people think something is wrong with them at this stage, but this phase is actually expected. Here's the weird part. When you start improving, your brain temporarily removes the reward chemicals it used to give you. At the beginning, novelty creates excitement, but once novelty fades, the brain stops rewarding you, because it hasn't yet learned that this new behavior is safe. So motivation disappears right when you need it most. Your brain is basically testing you, asking whether you're serious, or whether you'll return to what feels comfortable. There's another reason this feels painful. Growth requires delayed rewards. Old habits gave instant comfort. Scrolling, procrastinating, junk food, sleeping late. All of these rewarded you immediately. But improvement works differently. The reward comes later. And your brain hates waiting. Always remember this. Discipline beats talent every single time. Talent might give you a head start, but discipline is what carries you through the uncomfortable middle. When motivation is gone, this is where most people quit. Not because they can't succeed, but because no one warned them that improvement would feel empty before it feels rewarding. So what do you do when motivation disappears? You stop depending on motivation. You shrink the task. You make progress so small that your brain doesn't feel threatened. You focus on consistency, not intensity. When your brain sees repetition without danger, it slowly adapts. And once adaptation happens, motivation returns. Not as excitement, but as stability. And here's something important to remember. No matter how hard you try, there is always someone out there working harder, smarter, and faster than you. And that's not a reason to quit. That's a reason to keep going, because the only real failure is stopping. If you're losing motivation right now, it means you've already started changing. You're past the comfort zone. You're in the uncomfortable middle that most people never cross. So don't quit when motivation disappears. That's not the end, that's the door. Walk through it slowly, stay patient, let your brain catch up. Because once it does, improvement stops feeling hard and starts feeling normal. Well, that's it for today. See you guys in the next video.